The modest, silent, earnest man succeeds, freed from vanity and avoiding the dissipation of self-glorification. All his powers are concentrated upon the successful performance of his task. Even while the other man is talking about his powers, he is already about his work, and so much nearer than the other to its completion. It is a law everywhere and always that energy distributed is subject unto energy conserved. The noisy and boasting Charles will ever be thrown by the quiet and modest Orlando. It is a law universally applicable that quietness is strength. The businessman who succeeds never talks about his plans, methods, and affairs, and should he, turned giddy by success, begin to do this, he will then commence to fail. The man of great moral influence never talks about himself and his spiritual victories, for should he do so, in that moment, his moral power and influence would be gone, and like Samson, he would be shorn of his strength. Success, worldly or spiritual, is the willing servant of strong, steady, silent, unflinching purpose. The most powerful disintegrating forces make no noise. The greatly overcoming mind works silently. If you would be strong, useful, and self-reliant, learn the value and power of silentness. Do not talk about yourself. The world instinctively knows that the vain talker is weak and empty, and so it leaves him to his own vanity. Do not talk about what you are going to do, but do it, and let your finished work speak for itself. Do not waste your forces in criticizing and disparaging the work of others, but set about to do your own work thoroughly and well. The worst work with earnestness and sweetness behind it is altogether better than barking at others. While you are disparaging the work of others, you are neglecting your own. If others are doing badly, help and instruct them by doing better yourself. Neither abuse others nor account their abuse of any weight. When attacked, remain silent. In this way you will conquer yourself, and will, without the use of words, teach others. But the true silence is not merely a silent tongue, it is a silent mind. To merely hold one's tongue, and yet to carry about a disturbed and rankling mind, is no remedy for weakness and no source of power. Silentness, to be powerful, must envelop the whole mind, must permeate every chamber of the heart. It must be the silence of peace. To this broad, deep, abiding silentness, a man attains only in the measure that he conquers himself. While passions, temptations, and sorrows disturb, the holier, profounder depths of silence are yet to be sounded. To smart under the words and actions of others means that you are yet weak, uncontrolled, and unpurified. So rid your heart of the disturbing influences of vanity and pride and selfishness, that no petty spite can reach you, no slander or abuse disturb your serene repose. As the storm wages ineffectually against a well-built house, while its occupant sits composed and happy by his fireside within, so no evil can disturb or harm him who is well fortified with wisdom, self-governed and silent. He remains at peace within. To this great silence the self-conquered man attains. Envy and calumny, and hate and pain, and that unrest which men miscall delight, can touch him not, nor torture him again. There is no commoner error amongst men than that of supposing that nothing can be accomplished without much talking and much noise. The busy, shallow talker regards the quiet thinker or silent doer as a man wasted. He thinks silentness means doing nothing, and that hurrying, bustling, and ceaseless talking means doing much. He also confounds popularity with power. But the thinker and doer is the real effectual worker. His work is at the root and core and substance of things, and as nature silently, yet with hidden and wondrous alchemy, transmutes the rude elements of earth and air into tender leaves, beautiful flowers, delectable fruits, yes, into a myriad form of beauty. Even so does the silent, purposeful worker transform the ways of men and the face of the world by the might and magic of his silently directed energy. He wastes no time and force in tinkering with the ever-changing and artificial surface of things, but goes to the living vital center and works therefrom and thereon, and in due season, perhaps when his perishable form is withdrawn from the world, the fruits of his obscure but imperishable labors come forth to gladden the world. But the words of the talker perish. The world reaps no harvest from the sowing of sound. He who conserves his mental forces also conserves his physical forces. The strongly quiet, calm man lives to a greater age, and in possession of better health than the hurrying, noisy man. Quiet, subdued mental harmony is conducive to physical harmony and health. The followers of George Fox are today the healthiest, longest lived, and most successful portion of the British community, and they live quiet, unostentatious, purposeful lives, avoiding all worldly excitements and unnecessary words. They are silent people, all their meetings being conducted on the principle that silence is power. Silentness is powerful because it is the outcome of self-conquest, and the more successfully a man governs himself, the more silent he becomes. As he succeeds in living to a purpose and not to the pleasure of self, he withdraws himself from the outer discords of the world and reaches to the inward music of peace. And when he speaks, there is purpose and power behind his words, and when he maintains silence, there is an equal or even greater power therein. He does not utter that which is followed by pain and tears, does not do that which is productive of sorrow and remorse, but saying and doing those things only which are ripe with thoughtfulness, his conscience is quiet, and all his days are blessed.